Morning, guys. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great day today. Today's Friday, so we got the weekend coming up, which is a good thing. We also have the Bitcoin expiry happening today. We'll have to see what Bitcoin does. But in the meantime, Bitcoin is doing pretty well right now. We'll get into it later on in the sticks. But we have a senator buying Bitcoin is being reported. We also have George Soros fund. George Soros owns Bitcoin. We have JP Morgan Chase also talking about how Bitcoin is being used as a hedge against inflation and replacing gold. We got some other stories as well. So let's get into the stories really quick. So first, let's take a look at here is a story on institutions buying Bitcoin rather than gold as inflation cranks up from JP Morgan. So according to JP Morgan, this week's rally has been driven by institutional investors hedging against inflation with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has led a 35% rally this week by soaring far above 50,000 resistance level and restoring a 1 trillion market capitalization to the asset. According to a note shared by JP Morgan with clients on Thursday, the recent increase in price for BTC was predominantly attributed to institutional investors looking for a hedge to inflation. The reemergence of inflation concerns among investors has renewed interest in the usage of Bitcoin as an inflation hedge. The analyst said, arguing there has been a shift in perception as to the merits of BTC in relation to gold. Right? So this is really, really big. We've been hearing this narrative for a long time where Bitcoin is a better play against gold during an inflation period. We're seeing this actually play out. So institutional investors appear to be returning to Bitcoin, perhaps seeing it as a better inflation hedge than gold, right? So this is all great news. And then we have Michael Saylor tweeting here, the implicit endorsement of Bitcoin by major banks and regulators is going to accelerate the collapse of gold and the rise of Bitcoin as the preferred safe haven store of value for both institutional and retail investors. So we're obviously seeing a shift happening here. Next, we got George Soros. So George Soros fund owns Bitcoin, CEO confirms. So the family offices owns some Bitcoin, but not a lot. Don Patrick, CEO and Chief Investment Officer of Soros Management, said in an interview at Bloomberg event this week. I'm not sure Bitcoin is only viewed as an inflation hedge here. Fitzpatrick said, I think it is crossed the chasm of mainstream. Right? Huge news here. Fitzpatrick went on to explain how cryptocurrencies now have a market cap value of more than 2 trillion with over 200 million users and growing, right? So Soros Fund Management, the asset management company founded by billionaire investor and philanthropist George Soros, has revealed that it owns cryptocurrency Bitcoin. The family office owns some coins, but not a lot. Don Fitzpatrick, CEO and Chief Investment Officer of Soros Fund Management, said in an interview at Bloomberg event this week. I'm not sure Bitcoin is only viewed as an inflation hedge here. Fitzpatrick said, I think it's crossed to the chasm of the mainstream. So obviously, great news here. We're seeing more and more adoption happening in investment firms and hedge funds and banks, everything else. So the more that these guys buy up Bitcoin, the less there's going to be supply out there for everybody else, causing the price to go up. So great news. Next, we have senators getting in on the Bitcoin action. So Senator Cynthia Lummis discloses a Bitcoin purchase worth up to $100,000. So Senator Cynthia Lummis, Republican Wyoming, bought Bitcoin worth between $50,000 and $100,000, obviously, on August 16th, according to filing on Thursday. So that's in dollars. That they just have to have a reporting. There's basically a range where they have to report things. So the purchase was disclosed outside of the 45-day reporting period. A spokesperson at Lewis's office told CNBC that the delays in disclosing was due to a filing error. There's always filing errors for them. The Congresswoman has been a long-time Bitcoin bull. She previously said she made her first Bitcoin purchase in 2013 for $330 per token. Lummis Bitcoin disclosure has drawn scrutiny before. So I think, you're seeing senators, you're seeing cities, you're seeing mayors. All of this stuff is adding up, guys, and it's going to be possibly a big run-up on Bitcoin price going forward. Next, we have the SEC just approved the closest thing to a U.S. Bitcoin ETF you can buy for now. So what does that mean? It means the USC has approved an ETF that tracks stocks with significant exposure to Bitcoin. So this could be like Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy. It could be even Tesla. Tesla owns, 1.5 billion in Bitcoin. These firms hold a majority of their assets in Bitcoin and derive a majority of their profit or revenue from Bitcoin-related activities. This could also be like the mining stocks. The Actively Managed Fund, Volt, Crypto Industry, Revolution, and Tech ETF was approved on October 5th. So we're getting closer to that magical Bitcoin ETF. this is one step closer to that. So we'll have to keep an eye on it as well. And then we have a story on Bitfarms. Bitfarms is a miner, obviously. So a Bitcoin miner, Bitfarms, began construction of a new 210 megawatt farm. The Toronto-based Bitcoin miner Bitfarms has signed an engineering, procurement, and construction contracts in Argentina to construct a new mining farm there. The company's new mining operations in South America country are expected to accommodate 55,000 new mining rigs. So that is huge news for them. Obviously, this is great news for expansion. You obviously need more facilities like this in order to power their mining rigs, so this is good news. Bitfarms said the new farms will add up to 210 megawatts of power capacity by 2022. So great news for them. I think this is really huge news for everybody. Obviously, this is, we're seeing a lot of adoption happening here. We're seeing the mining farms increase their capacity. It's just going to be an all-out bull run, I think, coming up here. We're seeing all this stuff happening. So Soros buying it, Cynthia Lummis buying it. You got JP Morgan Chase telling investors that Bitcoin is a better, investment than gold. Where is the price of Bitcoin going to go up from now? It's going to go up unless something really, really major happens, or we get a lot of FUD about something. I don't see Bitcoin going down that much, if at all, in Q4 here. So let's take a look at the charts here really quick. See where everything's at. Let's start with Bitcoin, obviously our big daddy here. So Bitcoin went up to, what did it go up to? 56,000, pulled back a little bit now. We had a down day yesterday, but we're still doing great. Our resistance still is at 57,000, obviously here. And then we'll just have to keep an eye on it, see what happens. What else do we have here? RSI is kind of in the 70s. It's not bad. I would have preferred to see that come down a little bit more yesterday, but we're doing okay there. Volume has been low compared to the volume that we had here on, when was that? Wednesday. We had huge volume here. We had low volume, but we still managed to pull up, which is a good sign in my opinion. Ethereum has been going up for the last 4 days. It is at $3,620. Cardano is at $227. It has broken that wedge pattern out that we had drawn out a couple days earlier. And it is trading right now above, let's see if we can see that. It looks like the 20-day and the 50-day moving averages right now, which is good. RSI is still looking good, so I think there's plenty to room to run it right there. Hedera hash graph is at 37 cents right now. It is bouncing off of this, what is this here? I think it is the 20-day moving average. 20-day moving average, and you get the 50-day moving average down here. RSI is looking good, so I think we're in good shape here as well. Litecoin is above all the trading averages for 20, 50, and 200-day, which is good. It obviously went above our resistance here before, so now we're trying to figure out where our next resistance line is going to be. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. RSI is looking good as well. Doge is at 24. It is bouncing off of the 50-day moving average right now. So we'll have to keep an eye on that, see if it's able to stay above it, and we get that golden cross where the 20-day and the 50-day moving averages cross again, and then I think we can start a rally going back up higher. Solana is also riding the 20-day moving average right now. You can see it dip below it here a couple days back, a week ago, and we've gone above it. Now we're just bouncing off of it, it looks like. So we'll have to see what that one does in the coming days and weeks. What else do we have here that's interesting? Let's take a look at the mining stocks really quick, and then we'll look at Shiba Inu. So Hive is at 302 on the pre-market. Bitfarms is at 509, up 6 cents in the pre-market. Hut is down 1 penny at 981 pre-market. Mara is up 85 cents pre-market to 39.27. Riot is at 26.12 or 26.73. It's up 61 cents pre-market. And then obviously we have Shiba Inu here that is that I reported that I bought $250 worth of it this week. I'll buy another $250 the next week. We'll see where it goes. I like the project, so I'm going to support the community there. What else do I want to say? So the market is looking good. I do have a couple more videos coming up on. I have to update the Mara numbers for their September production to my latest and greatest forecast, along with Bitfarms, and I think we'll have all of the miners covered then. Still working on Argo, so that's coming up as well. But we'll do a final video on a comparison of the miners when those two videos are up, and then maybe we'll add Argo to it as well. We'll have to see. But that's all I got for you guys. It's a great Friday. Good news out there. You can find good news if you're willing to. But there's always going to be some FUD in the market. But be optimistic. Be happy. It's a Friday. Have a great day, you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, bye.